welcome back to another video on my channel. So today, girl, today we're going to be, it's like 10:55 in the morning, so y'all are gonna watch me. Oh my gosh, it's just, this is a lot right now. Hold on. So I'm about to get ready, okay? And so I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys the tea, as I get ready for my morning. The tea is piping hot this morning. Girl. You're not ready. You're not ready for what's about to go down. So, let's get into the clip. Hi guys. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing a story time. I think I already said that. Whatever. But before I'm gonna tell the story as I get into my mode for the morning. So it's kind of like a get ready with me, but girl, I'm spilling tea, okay? So, okay, so I use, you know, because my skin is so flawless. I actually, so first, I don't have it with me on my table, but first I use, like, not as a base, because I don't wash my face every day. You're not supposed to wash your face every day. So for all you busteds who do, know that you're not supposed to, okay? So I get in the zone, auto zone, that was disgusting. Anyway, so I get in, like, I'm about to be slaying for the gods today. I wash my face with Burt's and Bees, I think it's a deep pore cleanser. Don't get me wrong on that, but if I find the picture, I'll insert it, okay? So, or if I find the link, I'll put it down below, because these products, I'm gonna try to find the links for them and link them below, just in case if anybody wants to get them, because listen, they work wonders. So first, I grabbed this Pond's, it's called Pond's lotion. Wait, let me be like these beauty gurus. Okay. And it's the cold cream cleanser. Yeah, okay. And it says it moisturizing deep cleanser and makeup remover, limpieza profunda. And that's on period. So it has this green, like mint green cap, and then the bottom of it is mint green too. You can't miss it. It's hypoallergenic, so it's suitable for sensitive skin. I actually have sensitive skin. There's a lot of lotions that I can't use because I get a allergic reaction to them. And girl, let me tell you, it sucks. Really bad. So, anyway, that's the tea. That's the scoop on my skin. Yo, these cars. Like, it's 11 o'clock. Get your crap together, bro. Anyway, I'm going places. So yeah. So as I put this lotion on, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so this is kind of gone. Me and my mom use it, both of us, because, you know, we both have flawless skin because we're baddies. And that's on period, poo. So you just grab a little bit. This isn't really a little bit. All right, don't at me. All right, I don't care. Okay, so my eye's itchy. I already brushed my teeth. Don't think I'm a nasty garden tool like that. No. I already brushed my teeth and I already rinsed my face. So that's the tea. Oh shoot, I did forget something. Whatever, I'm just gonna have to wing it. Okay, so now it's on my hands. So I take it and I rub it all over my face. Get your forehead, sis. Your crevices. Don't be nasty now. Your okay. So this gives, then the rest of it I kind of just rub in my hands, even though I just touched my face. But like, it's whatever. Actually, it has a really good smell to it. Pond's, if you're watching this, sponsor me. So hold on. Okay. So after I do that, I then I then spray my face with some rose water. So honestly, I don't have no like Marco, whatever his name is, because I'm not like, I'm not a makeup guru, all right? I'm just not. So this is the SOA New York Revitalizing Rose Mist, okay? And it looks like this. It has a black cap that comes with it. Obviously, they can't sell it like this because that would be busted. But this is what I put on my face. And I also use this in my hair. I'm gonna tell you guys why, which I actually haven't put it in my hair yet, so you guys will see how I do that. Okay, so I just take this, and this was what I had on my face yesterday. Also, SOA, if you have the money, sis, sponsor me. Okay. So I just, you know, close my eyes like a goddess or a god, whatever, and I just okay. And this makes my face look super wet because I like to put a lot. So usually I grab a paper towel, but today we're gonna use my shirt because this is, by the way, this is a flannel. Flannels are my everything. You guys will always catch me with a flannel on. But anyway, we're gonna use my shirt today because hello, why not? And I just like to dab. Right? And it leaves for that glowy finish that you were going for in the beginning. So, a guide to clear skin. A lot of people always ask me, like, out in public, like, oh, you have beautiful skin, like, what do you do? So like I said, I use these two products. They're amazing. I use Burt's Bees. That's amazing. It's like $6.99 at your local Walmart. This is like $6.99 at your local Walmart. I don't know how much this is because this was a gift. So then yeah, and I drink a lot of water. This is, you know, it's the tea for wow, excuse me, not excuse me, I'm not sorry. For que bochorno, that's the tea, but like I just drink water because water's really good for your skin. Are you really? So whenever the motorcycles and shit are done going by, maybe I can get through the freaking video. I'm so tired of it. I'm so over it. I'm over it. I'm done. So anyway, moving forward, because we're baddies and we didn't let anything stop us. Pons. El lotion de Pons. Yo soy la crema de Pons. Revitalizing Rose Mist, darling. So make sure you get one of these. It's called the Revitalizing Rose Mist by Sue. I think it's Sue. Anyway. But I use Burt's Bees. And I drink a lot of water. So then after I kind of let this set in a little bit more, I go in with a little glow. Just a little glow. Because I'm not a makeup person. Because I feel like makeup's more of a woman thing. Don't at me, because there's a lot of men in this world who wear makeup, and I'm like, yes, mama, yes. But I don't put a lot of makeup on, if that makes sense, because just, yeah. Sometimes for the cameras, like I'm doing right now, just for the camera. So I go in with, I think this, wow. I go in with Tourmaline. Really? Stay open. I go in with this color. Welcome to my busted palette. I go in with this color, and I don't even use a freaking thing. I just use this brush. I don't even know what it's called. Not me. Okay. And then I just kind of like put some here. Then I grab some and I put some here. And then I get some here. And then I go in here. And here. And then I go in with Moonstone, which is this one. And with that one, I just go in the same spots and let that give it extra light, you know? I'm gonna just use my finger. And then when whatever's left, I just, yeah, so there's a little makeup tutorial. And then I just go in with another rosewater finish. Okay, so rosewater for my hair. I take it in my hand and I spray it until it gets like a watery kind of thing. Then I rub it in, and then I run it through my hair. And I'm gonna tell you guys in a second what this does. So I run it through my hair. Oh my gosh, my hair. And then I go all over. Okay. And then when I'm done, this, once, like, after a while, you guys will begin to see that your hair is getting healthier. This hydrates your hair. It leaves, it's like a natural style for your hair. I don't like putting gel hairspray or anything like that on my hair unless I blow dry it out, straighten it, which seldomly happens. However, I do put rose water in my hair, and it leaves for this curl. Okay, my curls are actually smaller than this once, like, I put water in my hair this morning, but once that's like once it's like dry or whatever, it leaves, oh my God, it leaves for a like really natural tight curl. Okay, so I just got ready, and now we're gonna get into the video. All right, so here's the tea, sis. So so this happened long ago. Oh, guys, welcome to the tea pillow. This is the tea pillow. So this happened like a little while ago. Not even a little while ago. Years ago. So I was a little sprout or whatever. In elementary school. And I was in 3rd grade, so I was like 8, 9. I think I was busted, girl. Girl, I was busted. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm really over these cars. So I was in 3rd grade. I was 8 or 9, or maybe 9 or 10. I don't know. It was right before I moved to Fitchburg, so I was still going to Leominster schools, and not to bash on Leominster schools, but I had a really, like, really bad time in Leominster schools. Like, I experienced so much racism there. Like, it was crazy. And, like, I say racism because that's what it was. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you need to be, like, wise about, like, when you use that word. But it's like, no, sis. That's what I experienced. So, I had this lame-ass teacher. Okay, so I think he died. Sorry. Excuse that. Okay, so anyway. So her name was, let's call her Miss Brad. Okay. So, Miss Brad was my 3rd grade teacher. For privacy reasons, I call her Miss Brad. Because I just want to respect her privacy. So her name was Miss Brad. And Miss Brad was, words that I don't really use anymore. But she was and that's on period. She literally, oh my gosh, sorry, my eyes itchy. She would literally like pick on me, like, all the time. Like, she would do things to, like, get me in trouble. And I was, like, the only brown boy in my class. Like, the only one. Everyone else was, like, white or Asian. And so, sorry, guys, I'm, like, getting comfortable because this tea, she's hot. So Miss Brad, she would pick on me and, like, try to get me in trouble or whatever. And I was like, girl. So I was always in the principal's office. Not to mention, as a kid, I had ADHD. I still have ADHD, but, like, I know how to control it now. So kudos, hashtag greatness within. So I had Miss Brad as my 3rd grade teacher. So sometimes I deserved to go to the principal because sometimes I was a little shit. I'm not gonna lie. But most times it was her trying to get me in trouble. Like, most times it was her, like, purposely trying to, like, oh, you did this. Like I sat away from the entire class on a wall. Like, everyone had tables or whatever. To her, I couldn't handle it, so I had to sit at the wall. And at first, like, I didn't like it, but I grew to it because I was like, you know, what's the point? So I grew to sitting there. And the worst thing is like when your principal is also a racist, because like nothing's fair. Nothing's fair. And I don't know, maybe the school's more diverse now, I hope. And I pray for those people. But anyway, so I was in Miss Brad's third grade class, and she always sat me to the side. Like, literally everybody was over here, and Janelle was over here against the wall, literally. And so one day, I would go home crying every day to my mom. Mom, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, like, blah, 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 like, these people are so mean to me. Like, literally typical 9-year-old Janelle. I would go home and I would cry every single day. Like, I would bawl my eyes out for a good, like, 10 minutes. And, you know, my mom would just console me or whatever, because, I mean, what more could she really do, you know? And, like, my mom's not a troublemaker. Like, my mom's not a troublesome person, because she just doesn't like, not that she doesn't like conflict, but she doesn't like problems. So I guess you could say she doesn't like conflict. So she, you know, she would just console me or whatever. Be like, it's okay, baby, like, everything's gonna be okay, blah, 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 blah. And, like, mind you, I always grew up, like, I grew up without a dad. So I was, like, there was never, like, my mom was all I knew for, like, someone to go to. So I would always go to my mom and talk to my mom and tell my mom about everything. And it got to a point where I was like, I'm just gonna have to, like, grow a thick layer of skin and start telling people off, because I'm over it. I'm over it. So I would just go in and I would just be a little puss bag, and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care, because I was like, you're gonna treat me like I'm crap, then I'm gonna treat you like you're crap, because in this world, you get treated how you treat others. And I was over it. So that's what my ass did. I would go, because this was when I wasn't saved, guys. So I, you know, instead of killing it with kindness, I killed it with the same crap that she was giving me. And I didn't care. So basically, I just started treating her the same way she treated me. And one day, she decided to send me to the principal's office. And she accused me of stealing pens. Pens and paper from the classroom. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm so gassy today. So over it. So she accused me of stealing pens. And I remember that during this time, we were going on a Sturbridge Village trip. So for those of you who don't live in Massachusetts, better subscribed. Sturbridge Village is in Massachusetts. And it's like an olden... It's kind of like people work there and they, like, act out the olden days. Like, I think it's, like, 1740s, I want to say, to, like, 1820s. Something like that. And so, like, I was really excited. I had already paid my $5. Mind you, she had already gotten me in trouble for the first field trip, which was to go see the Nutcracker. So I didn't even get to go see that. And so here comes the second field trip. And she's trying to take it away from me by saying that I stole. So, mind you, I've always wanted to be a teacher my entire life since I was in kindergarten. Like, people would ask me, what do you want to be? I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. So for Christmas and for my birthdays, I would always be like, Mom, I want pens. I want paper. I want pencils. I want posters. I want this. I want that. I want the third. And so my mom would always get that stuff for me because she would just go to the Dollar Tree or to Family Dollar or even Walmart, and she would just buy it for me for really cheap, and that's what it was. And so I had stacks of pens and papers and markers and expo markers and mini whiteboards, all kinds of stuff, tons of it. And she accused me of stealing pens. So I was like, okay. 9-year-old Janelle just bawled out in tears. I went to the principal's office, and I always, like, would argue back with the principal because she was a jerk, bro. Like, she would really try to like manipulate me into thinking that I did something wrong. Like, what? And I kid you not, it was because I was brown. Like, I was like the only brown kid in the whole class, and I was like the only one who got picked on and the only one who like thing. But like by all the students, I was the most loved. Like by my peers, like my classmates, I was the most loved. And like my teacher hated me. I was like, okay, like I'm sorry that you don't like my burst of energy. Let me move you guys. Sorry. I'm like, I'm sorry that you don't like my burst of energy. Like, that's what I thought in my head. Like, hello. And that's what I think now that I'm older and I'm able to, like, sit down and really, like, ingest everything. So, basically, I would go and, I would just go to the principal's office. So that day, I went to the principal's office. She's printing out the think sheet. We had stupid think sheets, the stupidest thing in the world. And we had to fill out think sheets. And it was like, what did you do? What did you think you could do better? Blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh, you want me to fill this out? So I literally put, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. Like, if I had a picture of it, I would insert it right here. But I was like, I did nothing wrong. And I wrote it in, like, messy. My handwriting has always, not to toot my own horn, but my handwriting has always been beautiful. Like, I was writing cursive at age 3, and that's not a lie. Like, my mom will sit here next to me and tell you the same thing. She was teaching me how to write cursive at 3 years old. So, like, and when I was in 3rd grade, that was like the time that they were still teaching cursive, if that makes sense. So like I was learning or whatever. Anyway, so I'm in the office and I literally filled out this stupid think sheet and I was like, and then we go into her office and she tried yelling at me and like, I was like, no. And then she was like, well, then I'm going to call your mom. And I was like, you go right ahead. I was like, call my mom. I was like, I'll sit in here while you call my mom. And she was like, no, you're going to go sit outside. So she sat me outside. Oh, that was because she had already started saying how she was going to take away my field trip. I wasn't going to be able to go on the field trip for stealing, whatever. And I was bawling my eyes out because I was so mad. And then when she was like, oh, I'm going to call your mom, I was like, car. And so she was like, so I was like, I'll stay in here. Will you call? And she was like, no, you're not. So I was like, oh, really? Okay, whatever. B. So she took me out and she had me sit in the office. But like, so there was like the office and then there was like outside the office. There was like a corridor, is that the right word? A foyer, that's what I meant to say. So she had me sit in the bench that was in the office. But you know me, I moved my fat self and I went and sat in the freaking foyer. And I waited for my mom to get there. When my mom got there, I hugged my mom and I was bawling my eyes out. And I was like, Mom, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, I'm so over this. Like, I'm done. And so let's call the principal Dr. Greenapple. Let's call her Dr. Greenapple. Which, by the way, literally has no association to her actual name. But for this video, her name's gonna be Mrs. Green Apple. So Mrs. Green Apple, she always thought that she could overpower people. Always. And little did she know, my mom did not come to play. All right? Mama did not come to play, girl. Mama did not come to play. Okay? Mama came to beat ass. All right? With her words, of course, because you kill them with kindness. And so, and so, sorry, I had to take this thumbnail. So, so she, wow, Janelle, I continue to draw blanks. Pray for me. So my mama came in, and I'm crying, whatever, and Dr. Green Apple, like, my mom went right into the office, and she was like, I'm here to talk to Dr. Green Apple. All right? Excuse me. Oh, gosh. So, the secretary, let's say her name's Mrs. Bottom Feeder. I don't really know her name. So Mrs. Bottom Feeder was like, okay, ma'am, let me just go and see if Dr. Green Apple's available. So she calls Dr. Green Apple, and mind you, Dr. Green Apple's office is literally right there. Like, it's like the desk was here and her door was like right here. But like her door was closed. So the secretary's like, hi, Dr. Green Apple, are you ready? And Dr. Green Apple was like, blah, 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 because that's all she talked was blah, 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 blah. Stupid ass. Anyway. And so, Dr. Green Apple was ready for us. Was she really? I don't know. So my mom storms in Dr. Green Apple's office, and she sits down. And my mom's like, I'm gonna keep it cordial with you, garden tool. So my mom sits down, and she's like, professional, whatever. My mom's sitting down, and she's listening to Dr. Green Apple, and Dr. Green Apple, all of a sudden, like, she spits out that, like, they said I stole. My mom was like, my son stole? Stole what? And they were like, mind you, the whole time I'm in the office with them, and I'm, like, sitting down. And she was like, he stole pencils, pens, papers, and whatever. And mom was like, that's school supplies that students are able to access. And either way, my son is not a stealer. She was like, my son's not a thief. My son, like, she was like, he desires to be a teacher. You want me to go home and bring you the stack of pens that I've bought in him with my personal money and the stack of papers that I've bought in him with my personal money? She was like, are you kidding me? You dragged me out of work to come in here and talk about how my son's a thief for some pens and paper? And then Dr. Green Apple was like, yeah, well, because he stole or whatever, we're going to have to, oh my God, my hair's itchy. We're going to have to suspend him from the field trip. Mom was like, you're not suspending nobody from no field trip because my son's not a thief. And she was like, well, I'm the principal of this building, and I'm the one who makes decisions here. And so, this is Dr. Green Apple to my mom, by the way. And she was like, and so your son is not going to attend the meeting. I mean, the field trip. And my mom was like, and so, like, she kept going, like, she kept talking, like, my mom was talking to her, and she kept talking to my mom, and mom was like, I was like, was like, no, she didn't. At this point, my mom was pissed. And she was like, did you forget that there's somebody who's higher than you? And she was like, yeah, but the superintendent's busy or whatever, so that's why I'm appointed here. My mom was like, well, you know what? We're going to see about that. And you know what? She got on the phone. Thank you for calling the superintendent's office. How can I help you? My mom was like, can I speak to the superintendent, please? And the secretary was like, yeah, sure. So she transferred my mom over to the superintendent. And my mom was on the phone with the superintendent. And my mom was like, hi. She explained to him the situation. And she was like, and I believe that Dr. Greenapple is being very unfair and uncertain because this is not true. And I know it's not true. She was like, this ship that's being ran here is not so tight. And I'm going to need you to come down here so that you can help settle this situation. And the superintendent, believe it or not, showed up at my Leominster Elementary School and was like, he's going. He's going. And that's on period. And I was like, ooh, guess I'm going. And you can stay mad. So I went to the field trip a couple weeks later, and it was the best time I had ever had. And Mrs. Brad thought it was cute to try to act like my buddy, and I was like, don't talk to me. I don't like you. And I went, and I was with my other friends, and I was walking around, and then the superintendent made Mrs. Brad apologize to me, and Mrs. Brad was like, I'm sorry, and I was like, And so, like, Mrs. Brad apologized or whatever. And that was the tea, really. And so I went about on my merry way, and I lived my best life. And everyone else was mad about it. And Dr. Greenapple, to this day, I'm surprised that you're still the principal there because it's about time you retire. That's all for today, guys. I love you. I'm sending you all my love, peace, positive energy your way. All the way to you, baby. Kisses. I love you. Remember, you are strong. You are important. You're beautiful. And that's just on period. That's enough for today. That's all I have for you, my lovekins. And stay tuned for more. Don't forget to tune into my other videos. I'm going to post the links down below for my, pay attention. Down for my previous videos until I figure out how to link them at the end of the video. But it's definitely going to happen soon. So yeah, that's the tea for today. Love y'all. Peace. Anyway, pero like, you know what they say. Que bochorno. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't be busted and turn on your post notifications. And that's on period.